Welcome to the Nexus Unloaded podcast. This is Will Crozier.
And I'm Zach Congonis. We are here to bring you the best solutions to your lifting problems. Through our real-world experience, we hope to break things down in a digestible, applicable, and entertaining way.
I didn't come prepared for today.
I mean, I can see your nose.
And I did.
Yeah.
Sometimes your nose slips in frame when we're in the widescreen view, Mickey. Like your face
That's
will just
not true
hover
because
in.
I'm sitting behind the camera.
How do you know? There's your hand. You could be lying to me.
I think maybe you're confused. Mickey's over Tank's nose.
That's fair.
Tank does hang. He is at the corner.
Yeah, there's Tanky.
He's joining.
The Spankerson.
Yeah.
So we have a bonus feature episode. A bit of a short one.
There's a strange woman in our room, William.
Yeah, we've talked about our team expanding and lots of things going on with Nexus and
The strange woman in our room, William.
and we're keeping on that role with announcing our new nutrition coach.
The Curbinator.
Nutrition is a big part of Nexus and it keeps on growing. We still want to keep helping people get massive.
Pardon the pun. Keeps growing.
So Kirby is coming
We're
on
all
board
about
as
puns.
the team.
Love it.
And we're going to, much to some of our other team members,
Kirby
Disgust.
is the newest addition, but the first person we're actually putting on the podcast.
Really?
we haven't had some of our,
I'm sure you probably got it downstairs when you walked in. The boys were just... Did Alex tell you how upset they were?
Yeah.
We told them today that you were coming on the podcast and they were both like, what the fuck?
Oh, Alex is more upset that his computer screen hadn't arrived.
Oh,
we are,
diddums.
oh no. But yeah, we can't have everybody on. Jeez, everybody wants to be a part of it, you know.
Well,
I don't know, these big episodes we got to do. It's hard.
start with the best and work
It's hard
down from
running
there.
such a successful podcast that everybody wants to be on.
I think we're up to at least 12 listeners now.
I actually don't even know what
We're
the
getting big.
ratings
I have
are.
no idea.
We should do a
I've no
live
idea ratings.
viewing on how many people actually listen to it.
No.
No, that'd be really sad.
Yeah.
Six people.
So today is all about,
Number one in your hearts,
Learning.
don't care about the charts. Is that our saying, Will?
yeah, that's it. We're here to introduce Kirby to the team and learn a little bit about you. A real quick life in 60 seconds.
Hold on, we actually
Not
have to start the timer here. That's what makes this question great.
Yeah, Mickey's
All
got
right.
the timer here.
Okay,
Right.
3.
Life in 60
2,
seconds. Not about
1,
training and nutrition.
go.
Just about you.
Okay. I'm Kirby. I'm...
Oh, jeez. Absolute
I
stumble.
am a country girl.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm a country girl. I'm from Tasmania.
very
I have a... no, it is. And I am a registered nurse. By
Yep.
trade is what people finish off a sentence with. So, yeah, so I've been nursing for 6 years. And, yeah.
I love when you get the timer out. People just have no idea
No,
what to
I
say.
know.
You push pressure on straight up.
Yeah. Yes, I'm...
Yeah, but like, where'd
20
you grow
seconds.
up? What did you do?
20
I am
seconds.
born and bred in Tasmania. I'm quite old, and here I am.
Still got 10 seconds.
No, okay, and I love my dog a lot,
Yeah.
far too much.
What hobbies you got?
5 seconds.
Hang out with my dog.
Oh, yeah, fair.
Okay, so
And that's
Well,
Kirby.
I
So-
would say training and nutrition, but I'm allowed to mention it. So
we have the brief synopsis. Her name is Kirby, with a decent pause after. Lives in Tasmania.
Yeah.
Worked as a nurse. Loves puppies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Specifically
Okay.
your puppy. It's a decent overview.
yeah, I mean I've got little Tanky. Oh, I love him.
It's cute.
Laying on me. I love all dogs. I don't discriminate.
You have a
I don't-
goat.
I don't wanna
You
say
did
tell-
not mention that you have a goat. I'm
no, because
seriously
we don't
disappointed.
associate.
Oh, we're big goat people here.
Zach has a lamb.
Lambs and goats, they're different. Yep,
Well,
they're different.
Same sort
Goats
of
are
thing.
fine if they like you, but this one does not. So
What differentiates whether
Yeah.
a goat likes you or not?
if he headbutts you in specific areas, which he does.
They are a very
He headbutt you in the tit and stuff.
Yeah,
they're a very awkward height.
we haven't really associated since I finished a shift once at 2 a.m. and I got home and he was off his lead and I had to just stand in the middle of the road and I had to round him up at 2 a.m.
Just stand
After
there.
he's had a few nose beers.
Yeah,
Out
rounding up at
partying.
2 a.m. when I'm trying to wind down, and there's me trying to round up a goat in the middle of the street at 2 a.m.
How did he? Hold on. This context. How did he get out?
How did he get out?
So he's on a lead, I guess you could call it a tether, and it had somehow unchained, and he'd come away, and I pulled into the driveway, and he had started circling around my brand new car.
Oh no!
And I thought, nah, this is not going to fly.
This motherfucker's
is
going
not
to jump
happening.
on the roof of the car.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah. And I think, we've got this understanding, like, as soon as I go near him, he starts headbutting me, so he was just going to headbutt my brand new car. And I thought, this is not happening.
Cool.
wild goat.
What's his name?
Roger.
Roger the goat. Love it.
we have more questions about the pet names to come up later into the podcast. So we'll leave the other pet names because that's a large talking point for later on. But I mean,
Let's go into the nursing.
yeah,
thing.
you said
Let's
you
go
were a
into that.
nurse. How long? You said 6 years.
6 years, yes.
That's a hell of a long time.
Dealing with shit.
Literally.
What brought you towards nursing as a career?
To be honest, so when I was, this is going to get real deep here, so when I was a little bit younger, my dad got quite unwell. He's passed away now, but he was looked after super well, and this sounds cheesy, but it was quite inspiring. And it was just a really great opportunity, as I found out now, to just go anywhere, do anything, really. There's so many avenues that you can do, which is what brought me to Queensland. So I'm currently here doing a 4-week placement in Queensland or New South Wales on the border, which I don't think there's many other jobs that you could just leave your job and go do the same thing somewhere else.
Yeah, it's
a
pretty
working
cool.
holiday. It's so cool. It's so cool.
We actually housed someone like years ago that came over from New Zealand because the pay in New Zealand as a nurse is pretty
Not as good.
dismal.
Yeah.
And she came over here and she's like, what she earned in a week is like more than what she earned in a month as a nurse
Yep.
over
Yeah.
there.
She's
So
lived with us.
yeah.
Yeah, nice.
But,
Yeah, we get a few.
So obviously, as a nurse, you got to just your job is to just help people.
Yeah.
So pretty similar to coaching,
Yeah.
really, just
Yeah,
helping people through their problems.
absolutely. Yep.
Slightly different approach.
Yep.
What are some of the things that nursing has taught you? You think fundamentally, like as a human, like I feel like if I put myself in the for me as a coach, every job you have and like the experience, if you're doing something every day, it kind of leaves an imprint on your life and like you view things slightly differently. Like how is that?
I think the biggest thing is, everyone's got their own story, but I think the biggest thing with nursing is that you're obviously empathetic, but everyone's lifestyle is completely different. Everyone's got different routines, things like that. And I think the biggest thing is that, what you consider in your day-to-day is not suitable for other people. So I think that in terms of transitioning into coaching as well, I'm a bit more empathetic towards, sort of fitting your lifestyle around your work and not the other way around, if that makes sense. So does that kind of make sense to you?
100%.
Yeah.
When I think about nursing, like the thing that, not that I'm like, whenever, if I go and visit someone in hospital or whatever, like, and have nurses around, the thing that always jumps to the front of my mind when I think about like the skills that a nurse has to have is just that ability to like just communicate. And it's just like, I'm always like, they're always just like, it's always such a, usually around them for shitty situations.
Yeah.
And then I'm always just like leave there going like, fuck, that person just handled that well. Like if it was me and then somebody's like, oh, hey, like this is happening, I'd be like, oh, fuck. Like, that sucks.
I just remember like when we used to see your pop in hospital and like he'd crack on to all the nurses and stuff like that as well. They were always like the highlight
cheeky.
of his day. Yeah. So, and then it's just like how they handled him going through like all his different phases and stuff like that. It was just really entertaining to see how people handled that. And I think like obviously, we went through a recruitment process bringing on board yourself as a coach, and it was thanks to everyone that for anyone that's listening to this, anyone else that did apply and go through it. Obviously here is Kirby. But one of the things that really stood out for me when we were having the conversation was your ability to put yourself in the shoes of other people. That is a skill, you know what I mean? And you just mentioned it there before that everyone lives a different life, and so it's being able to connect and relate
adorable.
to people and what they're going through. Yes, Tanky is very adorable. And He's just sitting here wagging his tail.
He's loving it.
But yeah, just being able to relate to different people's lifestyles and
Yeah.
circumstances and situations and give them the advice that's going to accommodate that. Like, I
Yeah.
think that is a skill that really stood out. And it's something that, as a coach, it is quite difficult to teach people that skill. You know what I mean? Just to be able to understand, like, this is a single mum that works a full-time job
Yeah.
and has all these different sort of, you know, stresses and situations and whatever. And, like, not that you personally may have experience with that, but just being able to empathize with what they're going through.
Those skills certainly transfer.
Yeah.
Like if I think about it, like I remember a time when I first started PTing in the gym, and like I just didn't get it. I was just like, these people are coming to me for like, you know, to teach them how to train and stuff. And then like at that time I was 20 and like my life was training and everything, and these people would like miss sessions, and then I would be like, why?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, isn't this the best part of your day like me? Like, what the fuck? And I remember when I did like my first bodybuilding prep and that, and felt so super fatigued and just drained during that. I was like, oh, this is what it feels like to just not want to go to the gym.
Yeah.
And I feel like those sort of experiences made me a better coach. So the nursing thing I see, like if somebody's feeling super crap, like they want nutrition coaching for a reason, like they're feeling super crappy about their body, or they have a history of disordered eating, or they, you know, like there's always a little bit of a problem that they're having that you have to solve. Like I feel like the nursing skills carry quite well into that, you know, into that same skill set.
The thing that there's a saying that really bugs me the most is everyone has the same 24 hours in a day, and that's just not the case. Like, I don't have children, so I have different
hours.
different hours.
Responsibilities.
Yeah, I work different hours. But then there's, like you said, like a single mum that's got to organise school, sports, everything like that. That's just not the case. And it's I think that's why it's so important to just realise that everyone's living different lives and got different schedules and just working with that. So
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think, as I was saying, like, you know, those were things that you can't teach as a coach. You can't teach as a person until
They
people
take
go
years
through.
and years to develop.
Exactly.
You can say to somebody, oh, hey, try being a little bit more empathetic, put yourself in the person's shoes. And you're like, it takes years of practice to be able to do that. And to know the science, because somebody's not going to come up and just straight up tell you, like, I'm struggling. Like maybe at first, but like during the process.
Well, look where Zach is now. It's 6 years later. Like, here we are.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
head of HR.
Head of HR. Self-appointed.
Well, it's like, those life experiences that you gain along the way help you be a better coach. And sometimes the best coaches equated for knowledge and understanding on the topic, but they don't have to have been coaching for the longest period of time to know and understand people and how to get the best out of them. Like, some of the best coaches I've ever met have just been people who have a good working knowledge on the topic and are just really good at communicating and can just take into account someone's lifestyle and give them a plan that suits whatever place that they're at. Like you said, everyone's dealing with 100% of the shit that they're capable of dealing with, and as a coach, it's your job to not chuck your biases or your lenses on it, because, look, for me, my life is pretty fucking great. I spend most of the day at home with my dog and work with no pants on. Like, my stress level is exceptionally different to somebody else. And I need to understand that when I'm providing feedback or critiques or trying to get someone to do what I'm asking them to. Because chances are they had pants on all day. And that's an awful, awful life.
Super underappreciated skill for sure. But let's open up to, we said you weren't allowed to talk about yourself in a training nutrition. Now I want you to only talk about your training nutrition.
Okay.
So like, how did you get into training and lifting and all that side of things, and then how did that lead to the nutrition aspect, or which one came first? Like, it could have been the other way around, I don't know.
Definitely training came first, because I had limited understanding. I wouldn't even call it training to begin with. It was more exercise. Yep. Very unstructured, very just doing it mainly to feel good. Then I just met a few people, kind of got into a better routine, and then, you know what, let's try powerlifting. Actually, that's a lie. I tried bodybuilding first. Yeah, I did.
How'd you go with that?
Yeah, good. I podium finished in every division that I entered. A little ICN comp.
Superstar.
Yeah, in 2018. And then, I don't know, I just met a few people. I thought, fuck, it'd be good to lift some heavy weight. It'd be a hoot. So that's what I did, and I jumped in, and I don't regret it. And I think they both complement each other very well. Like, don't get me wrong, I do love the fluffy bodybuilding style training, but it's super empowering to go and just lift boss weight. Well, what I consider boss weights for my my size.
Sure.
I'm not a very big human.
Give us
Wait,
high
hold on.
perspectives because
Is she bigger than Jordan?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I'm over the 5 foot mark, so that's exciting.
Poor Jordan.
Poor Jordan has been slandered by everyone.
5'3", 164 centimeters or something like that. So.
Yeah. Poor Jordan has been slandered in the.
She hasn't. She's done big ups by you. We had to bring it back down a little bit.
I'm not legally a midget.
So
Love you, Jordan.
I had pretty much a similar story with the bodybuilding first, and then realised that why would I do all this dieting and when I could just lift the weights, and that's actually a sport. Fuck, let me do that, please.
Yes.
Like, do you have obviously like in bodybuilding, nutrition is almost more important than the training.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking everything. Like to get lean, like this, it's all nutrition.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you learnt a lot through that experience.
I did. I learnt a lot. And then I got to the stage where I thought, I'm just doing all this training and I don't really progress anywhere. I'm not really sure where to go from here. So I learned about nutrition, and then funnily enough, nutrition and training go hand in hand, and here we are. And I think the biggest thing is for a lot of people that I talk to have a very limited understanding of nutrition. And the biggest thing that I found is people think that they can out-train a terrible diet, which is definitely, as you all know, definitely not the case, and it doesn't get you very many places. So love training, obviously, PT as well, but nutrition is my main passion, just because there is people that are, and that's fine, but not everyone knows everything about everything. But there is a big gap, particularly where I'm from, that people just
a big gap in powerlifting and strength sports in general.
Yeah, they just don't have an understanding of the importance of it and how it complements each other. So
it's way better now than it was.
Yeah.
5 or plus years ago.
Yeah.
Like most of the top powerlifters now are just super jacked.
Yeah.
But it wasn't always that way.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I still feel it's a little underappreciated. Like a lot of people pick up powerlifting or whatever, and because they can't eat properly, and if you come to realize that like performance is like it's those two things have to complement to get the best results.
Absolutely.
A lot of the conversations that we've been having with people with the new onboarding of clients that you've received so far, a lot of it is all around like, I understand that my nutrition is impacting my ability to achieve the results that I want.
Yeah, big time. Most people get that.
Yeah.
Like fuck, like, but it's just like most people also really struggle with like how.
Yeah.
It's like
implementing it.
Yeah. And then the next conversation that I'm having with, like the next question that I'm having with these people is like, all right, so you've identified that your performance is the missing link at the moment. Your nutrition is the missing link at the moment. Are you willing to actually implement the changes that we're going to try and go forward with? You know what I mean? Because you've identified that the habits and the behaviors that you're doing right now is landing you in the same result. So are you willing to implement those changes? And everyone's just like, yeah, fucking oath. Like, I'm sick of feeling this way and doing these sorts of things. And so obviously that's where it just goes back to your ability to connect with them and talk with them and then find something that's suited them. So it's really cool to see like all the people that the conversations that we've been having so far, and just how that I think that lens of powerlifters taking their nutrition more seriously is definitely starting to change.
Yeah, well,
let's
talk to that a bit, because I was coming on as part of our team. Like, you're already doing nutrition before, but coming on as part of our team, it might be helpful to talk through like some of the things that you can help people with on the nutrition side, working on a Nexus. So like Mickey might be able to help you out, but like whether it's just putting on some muscle, improving health markers.
Yeah, like what are you really passionate about as a coach? Like what matters a lot to you?
I think the big focus is for particularly females, they're just scared of getting jacked and massive, which is not the case. And I know a conversation we had yesterday, we had a chat with a person that was dead set on a certain weight category. Then we kind of had the conversation about, well, isn't performance more important? So then we transitioned to performance rather than scale weight.
Yeah.
Which is great. Fuck being skinny.
Yeah.
reckon.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
And I think that carries over into working with big men and stuff like that as well, right?
Yeah.
Like most of the time when the conversations that I've been having with a lot of these people as well is that like, yeah, look, like I want to get bigger, I want to get stronger, and it's how do I go about that without getting fat?
Yeah.
So yeah, just helping people get bigger by the sounds of it is something like
Just understand nutrition better.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
With making weight classes, just feeling a bit better.
Yeah. Consistency.
Enjoying their food and not having to stick to like a rigid plan. We help people's like mental health around food a lot.
Yeah.
There are lots of different avenues that people.
Is there anything
like
that you have
problems that
personal
people-
experience with that you found being really helpful that you can carry over into nutrition?
Put me on the spot a little bit.
Like obviously you mentioned like putting weight on yourself as a female. Is that something that you've personally experienced difficulties with?
Well, I've come from a background of actually a big body recomposition, which is kind of what inspired me to get into nutrition as well. But I've kind of been competing in the same low category for a long time, and I don't feel like at this stage that I'm progressing anywhere, so I'm going to go up a weight class, and that's purely for performance. And I don't expect to do super well, but it's going to give me a better challenge, and it's going to give me the ability to grow more muscle, eat more, and not afraid to. Just
we've talked about that on
bit.
this. It's not about doing super well in the first one. It's about putting your ceiling higher so that you can be more competitive down the road.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Zach, do you want to hit with the quick fire? I actually don't even have it like what they were on my note here, so I'm not even going to bother.
You're
looking.
in
I'm
Zach's
just gonna let you-
mercy now.
This is my world.
Is this pet name?
So the pet names is the start of it. So first off, list how many pets you have and then their names.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3 pets. Got Wilson the dog.
Yep.
He's a border collie. Derek the cat.
Yep.
And Roger the goat.
So my follow-up question, why are they all named after old dudes?
Because how fun is it when you yell out a pet name and it's a human name?
Oi, Derek, get your fucking ass back here, you little shit.
Yeah, exactly. Roger! Get back here, you little fuck! Imagine that at 2 a.m. yelling out to the goat. Roger, you little bastard.
Drunk, wandering the streets.
Wandering around Tassie late at night.
hell.
Tank's there like, oh my God.
Yeah, who are all these names?
I promise I'm a good boy. You won't be yelling at me
Yes.
at 2 o'clock. Actually, that's not true because Tank goes off randomly out. That sometimes, like if he hears a car pull up in the driveway, he just.
Tank could hear a
It's
possum fart halfway down the street and lose his shit.
He's getting better.
He's
well, now that he's
protect the dog.
by himself, he's got to
Spankles.
be a little bit more protective. He's a
Seems
security
very content
dog.
here.
Yeah,
What's
he
your next
is.
question? Hit us.
So next question is the most heartwarming nursing moment you had in your 6 years of nursing.
Oh, fuck.
That's so hard.
Oh, it is so hard.
There'd be so many.
Like the moment which...
Say thank you, really. When you don't have to press the duress button.
But that's surely somebody's like come out of something or there's something.
Yeah. Fuck. Wish I had known these questions. I could have thought of it more. I don't have one. I'm sorry.
That's the
Not
point.
that it
That's the
stands
point.
out. Yeah, this is too much.
No one treats you nicely.
Oh, a lot of people do.
No,
What's
but
the
it's not
nicest
even
thing
about
that
that. It's like somebody's
Yeah,
overcome
like a-
something that, and then they were
Well,
real
I
sad
work
and
in
you
an
made them
emergency
happy.
department. Like,
Oh yeah, that is harder.
we just see them for like 15 minutes.
See, we
and
didn't
they
know that.
Oh,
That's
really?
good. No, we didn't know about the emergency. So there you
Yeah.
go. There you go. There's the thing. There's the
There's a
answer.
good answer. So it's
It's pretty
okay.
hard in
someone
emergency
says thank you.
situations.
So,
I guess.
emergency
Gratitude.
unit, this may actually lead to the last question a little bit better. What's the most or the worst, like, dry reach moment you've been a part of in a
God.
hospital?
See, this,
Oh.
I don't even know if I want to listen to this.
I am
might just
very,
You're gonna
I
dry
am
reach
very
just
interested
listening to
because
it.
there has to be one standout.
Such a Zach thing.
I don't know. Is a limb facing the other way? Or is that enough?
What do you
I have to
mean?
elaborate? Well,
Elaborate.
Please,
there has to
please
be an
elaborate.
elaboration.
all right. Well, it was a dislocation, and there was a limb facing the way it shouldn't have been facing.
Which limb?
What limb? A doodle? Like, is it?
Mickey, you can't dislocate.
Jesus Christ.
Broke me cock!
Yes, the doodle was tucked in.
Yeah, you go the other way.
No, it was a
Inverted.
leg. It was
Ooh.
Where? Like your ankle or your knee?
the
like,
lower leg.
Where was it? What direction was it facing?
Up.
Like
Towards the
up
face.
towards the.
Kicking himself
Like
in the face.
at what angle? Like
How'd they
right
do it?
angle or less than 90 degrees?
Give us the demonstration.
Oh, God.
That's pretty
Yeah.
far.
Leg was up.
Yeah, you
and
can't. What do you want to
foot was,
slap a
the
knee?
foot was facing back.
The face.
Uh,
And then how'd they do that?
Silly accident.
But like
Yeah.
you don't remember?
Stacking
Like,
a bike.
oh yeah. That's
Ah,
just too
yeah,
bad.
okay.
Crash in a car. All
It's
that stuff.
unfortunate.
Who rides a bike?
That'd be pretty yuck. I couldn't handle that. I'd be like, go somewhere else.
Well, it doesn't do
don't
gruesome stuff
be
very
yuck
well.
about me.
How dare you?
Oh, anyway, I got to clock out. Bye.
How dare you bring that fucking backward leg here?
So a dislocated leg, like you haven't had like in weird things like inside people or anything like that.
Yeah,
like what's
lots.
the weirdest thing that you've seen inside someone?
Jesus.
Wait,
We'll get my brother's girlfriend on. She's a radiologist. She's seen a lot of things jammed up
yeah,
butts.
I've only seen X-rays, and that was
What have
enough.
you seen?
Fruit.
Fruit.
What type of fruit?
Well, like a girl's put something inside themselves and it's got lodged there or whatever.
No.
A guy in their butt. Oh, that's funny.
Okay, are we
Sorry, I love
talking
this weird stuff.
nectarine or pineapple?
Rock
Citrus.
melon,
Citrus.
Yep.
like an
Watermelon.
orange.
Why would you pick a
Orange or
citrus
something like-
fruit? The chance of that
Bernie.
It's
breaking.
like taking pre-workout, little face tingles.
Why would you do it with any fruit? All right. Holy shit.
Zach,
Will,
what's the weirdest thing that your sister's found?
so
Has she told you
now
a story?
my brother's girlfriend, I think she said there was a TV remote up there once. And I think she said like a
That'd be so annoying. You couldn't
Tonka,
change
a Tonka truck or like a toy car.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, toy car I've
Jack
seen.
Ross.
That's pretty standard.
I mean, I'm assuming they took the spoiler off
Get
it.
him-
Mickey's like, fucking pussies, that's a Thursday night.
Is that your last one?
Yeah, that's
Is that
it.
what we have?
That's me done.
What a way to end it.
All right, cool.
I thought we could have ended on pet names. That was a little bit better.
Nah. So if you are a person who needs some help with your nutrition, who's looking to go up a weight class, get more jacked, get more lean, just be a little bit healthier, your blood works out, need some help with that.
Obviously, Kirby does know her way around a blood work panel, or we
Yep.
would hope so.
Any of that stuff, knows how the body works.
Yeah, that's
Jump
it.
on the Nexus website, jump on the services, jump on an initial inquiry call, and we'll be able to sort you.
Yep, the
The
Curbinator.
Curbinator.
The Curbinator.
That name is
All
now
right.
stuck.
I was
Yeah.
so happy with it. Every email I've got now is addressed as that, and I'm stoked.
Do we have a nickname for Zach yet? I don't feel like we do. I just call him a space cadet, but I feel like he's a little.
You
butthurt
normally
about
call
that.
me just special, which is
Yeah,
fair,
he's
but
special.
In what context?
in all
He's
of them,
special.
in all of them.
All of the context.
Jordan's the favourite.
We're all special.
Zach's self-appointed HR. We do have names for everyone, like behind closed doors. Jack's our mango man.
Professional.
Nah, Jack is Sir Edward Longshanks.
Yeah, where's that come
right.
from?
Okay.
So after
We'll get Jack to go through when he comes on.
Okay.
Sir
All right.
Edward Longshanks.
he can come on. He can come on next. All right, let's leave it there. Let's leave it there.
We've lost Zach.
Red hot.
Hey,
red hot.
hey, red hot.
I stole his red
At
hot.
Nexus
Yeah,
Performance.
sub out of the snort.
At Nexus Performance, we're here to fill your holes for training and education, training education needs. Thank you for listening to Nexus Unloaded. Be sure to jump on our website to find details on everything mentioned on today's podcast, plus information on our coaching, mentoring, and gym services. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at NexusPerformance.Aus for any updates on what we are currently doing. See you all in the next episode.